If you are still putting money into savings every single month and you are not sure why, stop for a second and listen to this. There is a real number where saving more stops helping you and starts hurting you. Most people never hear this number. Banks do not want you to hear it. Some advisors do not want you to hear it either because the longer you keep saving, the longer they keep collecting fees. Today, I am going to walk you through exactly how to find your own number, using your own age, your own accounts, and rules straight from the IRS and the Social Security Administration. By the end of this video, you will know if you can stop saving right now or how many months you have left before you can. Before I go any further, let me tell you who I am and why this matters. I am not a stockbroker and I am not selling anything today. I look at tax rules and retirement rules for a living, the same rules the IRS publishes every year for regular people like you. I am not your personal advisor, and nothing here replaces sitting down with a tax professional who knows your full situation. But I can hand you the map. What you do with it is up to you. Free help exists too, and I will show you exactly where to find it later in this video, so keep watching. Here's the problem nobody explains clearly. You were told your whole life to save for retirement. Put money in a 401k. Open an IRA. Do not touch it. That advice is good when you are 30 or 40. But that same advice, if you follow it blindly at 65 or 70, can actually cost you money. Here is why. Every dollar you keep piling into a retirement account past a certain point either sits there getting taxed later at a worse rate, or it triggers a rule called a required minimum distribution, which forces you to pull money out whether you need it or not. If you have too much sitting in these accounts when that rule kicks in, you can get pushed into a higher tax bracket in your 70s at the exact moment you are trying to relax. So let us bust the biggest myth first. The myth is that you should never stop saving, that more is always better, that running out of money is the only risk. That is not true. There is also a risk of oversaving, meaning you lock away money you will never spend. Money that gets taxed harder later, money that could have paid off debt, covered your health costs now, or simply let you enjoy your life today instead of in some uncertain future. Financial peace is not about the biggest possible number in your account. It is about having enough at the right time, taxed the right way. Now let me walk you through step one, which is figuring out your real number. Your real number is not some magic figure like $1 million that gets thrown around on the news. Your real number is based on your own monthly expenses. Add up your housing, your food, your medicine, your insurance, and any debt payments. That is your baseline. Then look at what guaranteed income you already have coming in every month from Social Security or a pension. If your guaranteed income covers your baseline expenses, plus a comfortable cushion for fun and emergencies, you have hit a major milestone. This is the point where continuing to save aggressively starts giving you less benefit than simply enjoying what you have built. Here is a small reward for sticking with me this far. Starting in 2025 and running through 2028, there is a brand new tax break for people 65 and older called the Senior Bonus Deduction. It is worth up to $6,000 per person, or $12,000 for a married couple where both spouses qualify. This is separate from your regular standard deduction. It exists whether you take the standard deduction or you itemize. It does phase out if your income is high, starting around $75,000 for a single filer and $150,000 for a married couple filing jointly. Write that number down, $6,000 per person. That is real money the government is handing back to seniors right now, and a lot of people do not even know to ask for it. Now, here's the part nobody talks about. In 2026, the basic standard deduction is $16,100 if you are single, and $32,200 if you are married filing jointly. On top of that, if you are 65 or older, you get an extra amount added automatically, $2,050 if you are single, or $1,650 per spouse if you are married. Stack all of this together. A single senior could shield over $24,000 of income from federal tax before the new senior bonus even applies. A married couple where both spouses are 65 or older could shield well over $35,000, and that is before counting the new $6,000 bonus per person on top. This is not a loophole. This is the actual published rule from the IRS for the 2026 tax year. The reason this matters for your saving decision is simple. The more of your income that is shielded from tax, the less pressure you are under to keep stacking away extra savings just to survive taxes and retirement. If you are watching this and thinking, that sounds nice, but I do not have extra money to save in the first place, I see you, and I am not skipping past you. If your income is tight and Social Security is most of what you have, your version of stopping to save might already have happened without you realizing it. The bigger question for you is not whether to save more, it is whether you are getting every dollar of help you already qualify for. Later in this video, I will show you the exact free places that will sit down with you in person and check that for you at no cost. And if you're watching this thinking, I am comfortable, I have a decent 401k or IRA, I have some savings, this next part is especially for you. Comfortable retirees are often the ones who oversave the most simply out of habit and fear. If that is you, stick around, because step 2 is going to show you the form and the age that changes everything. This is a good moment for a quick favor. If this video is helping you think through your own numbers, hit subscribe now, because next week I am covering another hidden benefit most retirees miss completely, and I do not want you to miss it. This channel is free, it always will be, and the only thing that keeps it going is people like you sticking around. Now let me walk you through step 2, the age that changes the math entirely. That age is 73. Once you turn 73, the IRS requires you to start pulling a minimum amount out of most retirement accounts every year, whether you need the money or not. This is called a required minimum distribution. If you keep dumping large amounts into a traditional IRA or 401k well past your 60s without a plan, you are setting yourself up for a much bigger forced withdrawal later, one that could push you into a higher bracket and even affect how much of your Social Security gets taxed. This is the gotcha nobody warns you about. Saving aggressively feels responsible in the moment, but if nobody ever teaches you the exit plan, you can walk straight into a tax bill you did not see coming. Here is your action step, and I want you to actually do this one, not just nod along. Pull out your most recent 1099-R form, the form your retirement account sends you showing distributions. Or if you have not started distributions yet, pull out your latest account statement. Look at the total balance across all your retirement accounts. Now picture that balance forced out over roughly 10 to 15 years starting at age 73. Does that yearly forced amount, added to your Social Security and any pension, push you into a noticeably higher tax bracket than you are in today? If the answer is yes, that is your signal that continuing to aggressively stuff more money into that same type of account may not be helping you the way you think it is. This does not mean stop saving completely. It means it might be time to talk to a professional about spreading future savings differently, for example, into a Roth account, where withdrawals later in life are typically tax-free. I want to hear from you in the comments. Tell me what age you are planning to stop saving aggressively, or tell me if you already have. Are you 62? Are you 68? Are you already retired and just trying to figure out if you are doing this right? Seeing real numbers from real people helps everyone else watching feel less alone in this. Now, before I go any further, please listen carefully because this next part is about a form that trips people up constantly. If you are receiving Social Security and you want taxes taken out ahead of time so you're not surprised with a bill in April, there is a form for that. It is called Form W4V, the Voluntary Withholding Request. You send it to the Social Security Administration, not the IRS directly, and it lets you choose a flat percentage withheld from each check. A lot of retirees do not know this form exists, get hit with a surprise tax bill every spring, and assume that is just how it has to be. It does not have to be that way. 5 minutes filling out one form can prevent that entire headache. Let us keep the small rewards coming. If you are still working part-time in retirement or thinking about it, here is something that matters. Earned Income Tax Credit, often called EITC, is not just for young families. Older workers with modest income can qualify too, depending on your income and filing status. If you have grandchildren living with you that you support, this can be an even bigger deal. This credit can put real cash back in your pocket, sometimes thousands of dollars, and it is refundable, meaning you can get it even if you owe little or no tax. If nobody has ever checked whether you qualify, that is a gap worth closing. And again, free help exists for exactly this, which I'm about to show you. Now here's the free filing path, the part of this video where I make sure you do not have to pay a stranger $300 to figure any of this out. The Social Security Administration and community partners run a program through AARP called Tax Aid, completely free, specifically built for people 50 and older. And it does not matter if you are an AARP member. Separately, the IRS runs two programs, VITA, which stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and TCE, Tax Counseling for the Elderly. Both are staffed by IRS certified volunteers, both are free, and TCE in particular specializes in retirement and pension questions, the exact topics we are covering in this video. You can find a location near you by searching for a VITA or TCE site through the IRS, or by contacting your local AARP chapter for tax aid. These are real people sitting across a real table who will look at your real numbers for free and tell you honestly whether you are oversaving, undersaving, or right on target. If English is not your first language, or you are worried about walking in without paperwork, do not let that stop you. These programs are built for exactly the kind of person who feels overwhelmed by tax forms. Bring your most recent tax return, your Social Security statement, and any 1099 forms you have received, and they will walk you through the rest. We are getting close to the most important part, so stay with me. I promised you at the start of this video that I would tell you exactly when you can stop saving, and here it is in plain terms. You can seriously consider slowing down aggressive retirement saving when three things are true at the same time. First, your guaranteed income, Social Security plus any pension, covers your essential monthly expenses with room to spare. Second, you have a cash cushion set aside outside your retirement accounts for emergencies, typically 3 to 6 months of expenses. Third, you have looked honestly at what required minimum distributions will force out of your accounts starting at age 73, and you know that number will not blow up your tax bracket. When all three of these line up, continuing to pour extra money into savings often provides less real benefit than using that same money to reduce debt, cover health costs now, or simply enjoy time with people you love while you are healthy enough to do it. If any one of those three things is not true yet, that is okay too. That simply means you have a target to work toward, not a permanent obligation to save forever with no finish line. This video was never about telling you to stop caring about your money. It was about giving you a real, honest stopping point, instead of a vague fear that keeps you saving out of anxiety long after it stops helping you. Before we wrap up, I want you to do one more thing for me, and it takes 10 seconds. Think of one person in your life who is over 60, a parent, an aunt, an old coworker, a neighbor who always talks about money worries. Send them this video right now. Not because I need the views, but because most people your age have never heard this broken down this clearly. And this exact information could change how much tax they pay for the rest of their life. Let us recap quickly so this sticks. The senior bonus deduction is worth up to $6,000 per person from 2025 through 2028. The 2026 standard deduction plus age add-on can shield over $24,000 for a single senior and well over $35,000 for a married couple before the bonus is even added. Age 73 is when required. Minimum distributions begin and force money out of your accounts whether you need it or not. Form W-4. V lets you control Social Security tax withholding ahead of time, and VITA, TCE, and AARP tax aid are completely free places where a real person will check every one of these numbers with you, at no cost, no strings attached. If this video helped you see your own retirement number a little more clearly, hit subscribe now, because next week I am breaking down another benefit that most retirees are leaving on the table without even realizing it, and I promise it is just as important as everything you learned today. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, take care of your money, and I will see you in the next one.